All right, let's talk about a huge decision in the world of penetration testing. You've got two absolute giants, GPEN and OSCP. And trust me, choosing between them can seriously shape your entire career. One is all about being the methodical strategist, the other is the relentless hands-on operator. So, which one is for you? Let's dive in and figure it out. Okay, so let's get right down to it. This is more than just asking which exam is tougher. It's about figuring out which path truly lines up with your personal goals, how you like to learn, and frankly, the kind of cybersecurity pro you really want to become. We're here to help you nail that choice.
So first, a quick refresher just so we're all on the same page. Penetration testing, it's not just about breaking stuff for fun, right? It's a super systematic process. You're finding weaknesses in a very structured way, all to make companies stronger. Both GPN and OSCP prove you've got the skills, but they prove it in very, very different ways.
Let's meet our first contender, the GIAC Penetration Tester, or as we all know it, GPEN. I want you to think of the GPEN Pro as more than just a hacker. This is the methodical strategist, the person who gets the entire process, from the initial meeting all the way to the final report. This quote right here just nails it. GPEN is all about validating that big picture, process-driven mindset. It's not just about whether you can get a shell. It's about the planning, the legal stuff, the methodology you use, and how well you can communicate your findings. The whole shebang. So what does the exam actually look like? Well, it's a 3-hour proctored test, but here's the kicker. It's open book. Now that means you can bring in your physical notes, your course books, which is huge. The test itself is a mix of multiple choice and these really cool hands-on labs they call CyberLive questions. So it tests both what you know and what you can do. And here is the number that makes everyone's eyes pop. Almost $8,800. That's the potential cost for the SANS training that goes with it. And that leads to a really crucial point. GPN is very, very often paid for by a company. That makes it a super common choice for pros working in big enterprise companies, the government, or the military. All right, on to our second contender, the Offensive Security Certified Professional, OSCP. Now, if GPEN is the cool, calm strategist, OSCP is the relentless, boots-on-the-ground operator. It's built entirely around that legendary try harder motto. And this quote just tells you everything you need to know. OSCP is laser-focused on one thing, the raw, practical skill of hacking. We're talking manual exploitation, finding your own way through a network without any hand-holding, and having the sheer grit to keep going when you hit a wall. The exam itself, well, it's the stuff of legends. It is a grueling 24-hour, closed-book, completely hands-on lab. There's no multiple choice here. You are dropped into a network, and you have to compromise an entire Active Directory environment plus 3 other machines to scrape together enough points to pass. And when that marathon is over, you have another 24 hours to write a professional-grade report on everything you did. It's pure skill.
Just let that sink in for a second. 24 straight hours. This is not a test of what you can memorize and look up. It is a brutal test of your endurance, your creativity, and your ability to solve problems under some serious pressure. This is exactly what gives the OSCP its hardcore reputation.
Okay, so now that we know the players, it's time for the main event. Let's put them head-to-head. This is where you're going to really start to see which one of these feels more like, well, you. The difference in philosophy is just massive. GPN gives you that broad, professional framework. It's about the why and the how to manage of a pen test. OSCP, on the other hand, is all about the how to hack. It's pure, unfiltered, hands-on skill. One is the general planning the battle, the other is the special forces operator executing the mission.
And yeah, the exam experience could not be more different. GPN is a 3-hour sprint where you can use your carefully prepared notes to prove you know the process. OSCP is a 24-hour marathon in a closed room that tests if those skills are just baked into your DNA. It's a true trial by fire.
So, what about the money? What does this all mean for your career and your wallet? Well, the big takeaway here is that both of these paths can lead to some seriously competitive salaries. We're talking well into 6 figures. Both certs are highly respected, but they tend to open doors to slightly different kinds of roles.
Okay, so this brings us to the most important question of all. Which one do you choose? We've gone over the facts. Now let's translate all of this into a real decision for you personally.
You should really be leaning towards GPEN if you see yourself as that strategist, if you like structure, if you value understanding the entire life cycle, from planning and legal to reporting, and if you're in a big company or government job where process is king, GPEN is probably your perfect fit. Especially, let's be honest, if your boss is picking up that SANS tab. But if you are that hands-on operator, if you want to prove to the world and yourself that you have the raw skill to break into systems from the ground up, then OSCP is calling your name. If you live for a challenge, if you get that try-harder mindset, and you're aiming for a hardcore red team role, this is the path that proves you can walk the walk. And it's way more affordable if you're paying your own way.
So, no matter which path you choose, let's be real, the road ahead is tough. Both of these exams demand serious, dedicated preparation. The question is, how do you study smart to actually conquer that challenge? Well, let's look at how modern tools can give you a serious leg up. Take a tool like FlashGenius, for example. It uses AI to actually build you a guided study path, so you're not just practicing randomly. You can zero in on the exact exam areas where you're struggling. And one of its coolest features is this thing called Smart Review, which doesn't just tell you you're wrong, it analyzes why you made a mistake, so you actually learn from it instead of just making it again. And when you put different study tools side by side, you can really see the difference. You want to look for things beyond just a bucket of practice questions. Things like an AI-guided path, an intelligent review of your mistakes, even gamified learning. Those are the things that show a prep tool is designed to make your study time count. So what's it going to be? Are you the methodical strategist, securing the enterprise with process and planning? Or are you the relentless operator, thinking outside the box to find a way in? You've seen the map, you know the paths. The only question left is, are you ready to conquer it? Choose your path and get after it.